Hello, Royal community.
Welcome to this week's YouTube live or our live show. How are you, Rach? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm going on holiday next week, so very excited about that.
Yay! Excited. You want to tell everyone you're going, or you going to keep a secret?
I'll keep it a secret. I'll leave you guessing, Royal community, and then I'll let you know when I come back.
Ah, yeah, pop it in the comments. Where do you think Rachel's going on holiday? I mean, you probably
Yeah.
guessed with me, it would always be a cruise, but with Rachel, it might be a bit more cryptic. Yeah, we've got so much to chat about today, haven't we?
I know there's been quite a bit of royal news this week, which I'm looking forward to because it feels like even though it's coming towards the end of the year, we're actually gearing up again in terms of the royal sphere. So, as royal fans, it's what we love to see.
Hurrah! um, Royal community, if this is your first time watching us, welcome. If not, and you've seen us before, welcome back. If you would love to get involved with the live show in particular, then pop your comments in the comment section, and we'll pick a few to bring into the end of the show. Yeah. So if you would I don't know what I was just about to say. I'm going to say that if you want to follow us, you can over on Instagram. It's Keeping Up with the Windsors Pod. We also have a podcast over on any of the podcasting apps. And also, if you are watching us on YouTube, make sure you're subscribed and that you like the video. So, it just helps us reach more people who love the royal family just as much as we do. Rach, are you ready to get started?
Let's get straight into it. So I'm going to start off today with the Princess Royal, also known as the Royal Hobnob, as we
The
like to call her.
Hobnob! We love her.
So the Princess Royal, who is Colonel-in-Chief of the Royal Logistics Corps, visited the Gurkha Allied Rapid Reaction Corps Support Battalion. That was a mouthful.
Take a deep breath there, Rach.
This was actually posted on the royal socials, and we actually saw her cutting a cake.
Mary Berry!
Mary Berry, everyone.
We haven't said Mary Berry for a while.
We haven't said Mary Berry for a while. So it's been lovely to see Anne out. She's been on a few engagements this week. Of course, not every engagement is picked up by the royal socials, which is annoying. It's mainly from what I've seen over on X, Twitter, from local photographers and local journalists. So that's always one of our tips if you want to know more about what Princess Anne's doing, what Prince Edward's doing, sometimes even what Sophie's doing, is just to check out the local news sources because they always come in with more information than what the actual royal socials do sometimes.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the fan accounts and stuff, they work hard, don't they?
Oh, absolutely, incredibly hard.
Yeah. I only saw a little picture of the Hobnob on this engagement, but I think it's such a worthwhile and what's the word, like it's such an amazing thing to highlight, and I just wish the royal family socials would have highlighted a little bit more because it's such an important thing. But we did see Prince William out with David Beckham. I didn't know whether he was a suit. He's definitely got a medal, hasn't he, of some sort, like
Yeah,
an
I think he's
MBE
got an
or
OBE. Yeah, an
something.
OBE or MBE. Yeah.
Well, he was asked to join Prince William to celebrate the launch of London Air Ambulance's new helicopters. There was two that was bought with the £16 million that was raised. And David Beckham got involved with the Amaze campaign, and that campaign in itself raised 6 million and then added to the 10 million, which is incredible. And obviously we know that they know each other. David Beckham did go to Prince William and Catherine's wedding, so it's a long-standing friendship they've had, and it's just amazing that the star power and the royal power got together, and this is just such an amazing thing to raise money for the air ambulance. A charity we also know that is so close to William's heart. Actually, it is a charity, isn't it, Rach?
Yeah,
Or
it is a charity. Yeah,
I
yeah.
was going to say, so I didn't know whether it was just like a health trust or something.
No, it's a charity. And if you watch the reel over on the Prince and Princess of Wales's Instagram account, David Beckham actually said that this charity is really close to his heart because he is an East London boy. And this is specifically for the London area, which, as you can probably guess, is a vast area to cover. So it's nice that he's got involved, and he's been a supporter of this charity for quite a number of years, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's not like let's just wheel in a celebrity.
Yeah.
There's been a connection there for a while. And also they signed the helicopter. Now, Rach, a lot of people were saying that William's sign, his little signature on it, is whatever, autograph or something, his little note that he put on there, said back in the middle. But I reckon it's ball in the middle, because I was kind of Googling this thinking, does that say ball or does that say back? And I think it says ball, because ball in the middle, I think, connects to flying, because then you have to have the ball in the middle when you're flying to make sure that it's straight, if that makes sense. I hope that's right, but that's what I was Googling. I was thinking, I'm sure that says ball in the middle. And then David Beckham's note said, thank you, fly safe, love, David Beckham. So I think that's just such a lovely thing. And also meeting the pilots as well of the helicopters who will actually be using the equipment and the helicopter is amazing. You could see the joy on their faces. This is going to change and save lives. So amazing achievement.
Yeah, and I don't know who they were more excited to meet, Beckham or William.
It's so true, because I mean, they're big names, aren't they? So yeah.
Let's move on then to staying with William. He was at Windsor Castle today holding investitures, and then, Shell, literally a few minutes after the social media post was posted, there was a photo of Catherine hugging a girl, and she is photographer Liz Hatton, who is 16.
I've got a picture, Rach. Hang on. Royal Community. Here we go. We might have to get out of the way. There it is. So this is the picture that was posted literally minutes ago, wasn't it?
Yep. So that's Liz Hatton, who's 16, who's currently undergoing cancer treatment for a form of rare and aggressive cancer. And the social media posts were signed Willie W&C, which, as we know, means that the message comes from them personally. In the post, they said Liz's creativity and strength has inspired them both. Thank you for sharing your photos and stories with us. And as you can see, Royal Community, that was one of the photos that was shared. And the other one was of William and Catherine with Liz and her family.
Yeah.
And not long after that was posted, Liz actually has her own Instagram account, which is Liz Hatton _photography. And she posted on her stories, such a lovely, genuine and kind people. I'm over the moon that my family and I had this experience.
Aww.
And apparently, Liz was actually recommended to William by someone from the air ambulance charity because they had helped Liz.
This is full circle moment, Rach.
I know.
And I didn't even plan this. Like, you put your note there and I put my note there, and we didn't even make the connection, but you just did. I love this Royal Community.
So I think, a lot of people would see this post as one cancer patient to another, one photographer to another, because as we know, Catherine loves photography as well. And it was just so lovely that Liz got to experience this, as she said, with her family. Her mum and her stepdad were there, and also her brother as well. So it's just lovely to see this kind of engagement. And I think it was really nice that it was one of Catherine's first engagements back, and it was with a fellow cancer patient.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, when I saw the picture, I obviously saw the main subjects in the picture, and then you look around, don't you? Oh, what a Windsor Castle look like, and which picture is this? And I just love doing that. I love it. Maybe I'm just nosy. Who knows?
And it's me again. Moving on to the King and Queen Camilla. They attended the 25th anniversary of the Scottish Parliament, and the King spoke of his and his family's fondness for Scotland in his address, where he said, "We are all at the end of each day united by our love of Scotland, because of its natural beauty, of course, but also because of its strength of character, based as it is on the extraordinary diversity of its peoples, whose range of ideas, skills, energy, passions, and frequently deeply held beliefs never cease to inspire me." So this was nice to see the King and Queen Camilla out together on a joint engagement. We have been seeing a lot of pap shots of them recently on Sundays, going to church service. if you follow our Instagram, just to let you know, you won't see any of those shots, just because we've always said we will never post pap shots. But we have seen them out and about. So it's not the first time that they've had an engagement, but obviously this is an official engagement, and this was, as I said, to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the Scottish Parliament.
Well, I got something to tell you, Rach, and also royal community, because I do agree with the king. Scotland is a very inspiring place, and I hear so much about Scotland, being a royal fan and commentating on the royal family. And I thought, hang on, I've been to Edinburgh and I haven't been to any other places in Scotland. And so I'm thinking of popping together a road trip of Scotland for maybe my next birthday, and just maybe flying up there and then hiring a car, and then having a drive around and see where I go. Because I've got a few people I can visit along the way, which I think would be nice. But also, if anybody's watched The Traitors, the UK, even the American Traitors is filmed at the Traitor Castle in Scotland. I really just want to go there because it's amazing. It's so amazing. I mean, I know we're kind of veering off royal talk at the moment, but yeah, I will keep you informed, royal community, if that is going to happen. But I'm looking at it and I think that's going to be a really nice road trip for me. So yeah, that's my Scotland inspired holiday, possibly in the future.
Nice.
Well, Rach, we don't talk about him often, but you know what? The Duke of Sussex was in London. Way!
I know.
Yeah, he was. He attended the WellChild Awards, which celebrates the bravery of children and young people who live with serious illnesses or disabilities. Now, Harry has been patron of this charity for the past 15 years, and it's one of the small amounts of patronages he chose to keep when he stepped back from his royal duties. And the reason I wanted to specifically talk about WellChild, because I know he's done other things, and he is also going to do some stuff with Centreball as well. But the reason I wanted to speak about this in particular is because of his speech during the ceremony. Now, royal community, I implore you all to just go out and listen to it. It's absolutely so heartfelt. And he said, as a parent, I know a little about the emotional roller coaster of parenting. But when I hear about the care many of you mums, dads, and family members provide, the level of round-the-clock care you offer, the skills you've had to learn, and the battles for support that you fight every single day, I'm truly in awe. And then he also said during this speech, the WellChild charity has helped 7,000 children with complex needs and has prevented more than 12,000 hospital admissions. And that's just incredible. He gave an award out to, I think the child was called Noah or Noel, I can't remember now, but it was in the 4 to 6 category, and he won the Inspiring Child Award. Such a lovely, he was so lovely, and Harry was so warm around him, and he dropped some of his toys and Harry picked them up. Like, it was this for me is Prince Harry at his best. It's a charity that's so close to his heart, and it was just so amazing to have the charity highlighted. And just so you know, royal community, whenever we talk about any charities in the live shows, on the podcast and the Instagram, wherever, we'll always pop a link there as well. So if you wanted to look, find out more about them or donate to them, you're more than welcome to. That's also in this description for the YouTube as well. But also, Rachel, didn't meet up with any of the royals. Is this a surprise to you?
No, I don't think so, because this obviously he was over here, as you said, for the WellChild Awards. And then I think maybe he spent one night here, and then he's gone to Africa for Sensibility. So it wasn't a surprise. What I did find interesting is whenever there's a gossipy story about Harry and Meghan, for example, on, say, for instance, some of the tabloids, it will be like the top news story, right? Harry was here in a capacity, like you said, to present children with these awards. And it was reported on, but it didn't make the front pages. It didn't make the top stories. And it just goes to prove that the media really is the cash cow, in the sense that they're just hungry for the stories that they think people want to know, and they're not going to cover, or they're not going to especially the charities now that Harry is part of, is not going to get the same coverage as what he would have got when he was a working royal.
Yeah. Like this, the awards, obviously WellChild, in the UK in particular, it's sponsored by, I think it's Hello Magazine. I might have got that wrong, but it's definitely ITV This Morning, the program. So it's got like a big following, but I think, like you said, Rach, it when Harry was a working member of the royal family, this would have been the WellChild Awards and Harry. Whereas now it's like, oh, Harry looks I think I saw a headline that said he looks much happier now he's not, like, Meghan's not with him. I was thinking, just give Meghan a break. Like, it's fine that he's doing work and she's in California, or I'm not quite sure if she's in California right now, but do you know what I mean? Like, why are you bringing the marital relationship into this? Like, just let them be, you know? So anyway, I'm not surprised that he didn't see William or the King. I honestly didn't expect it, and I'm not shocked by it at all. The one thing that did shock me, though, Rach, is we saw him on, was it Jimmy Fallon, going through a Halloween scare maze this week?
I know, that was out of the blue, and I think we put on our I think I put in our chat in our social media group, somebody posted about it on our so if you're not a member of our VIP Royal community, we have a private Facebook group which you can be a part of. And I said to all of our US viewers, what was this about? Like, what was he there to promote? And they were like, he wasn't on there to promote anything. He was just there doing this Halloween skit. And I was like,
Yeah.
that's really strange, because you normally go on a big show like that to promote something, to promote whatever you're working on, say if you're a celebrity, a film, or if you're a singer, a song. So it was just a bit strange for me that he was there, and I just didn't understand the reasoning behind it.
Yeah, but you know me, I love a Halloween scare maze. I've got 4 booked for this October, so I'm like, bring it on. I thought it was fun, but I agree with you. In the back of my head, I was just like, okay, it was a bit of a missed opportunity to maybe promote an initiative, or even Archwell or Centrebell or Invictus Games, who knows? But yeah, or maybe it's just fun. I don't know. Maybe we're just looking too much into it. But it was a massive surprise to see him on that show for sure. But we also had some massive news, Rachel, and Royal Community. Just before we get into this massive news, which I'm sure Rachel's really excited to share, if you see me shaking or shivering, shall I say, it's a bit cold here in the UK. Like, I am absolutely freezing right now. So my apologies if I am shaking. Rach, what's the good news?
So yesterday it was revealed that Princess Beatrice and Edo are expecting their second baby.
Yay!
Congratulations!
Yeah.
This was so lovely, and I was actually quite surprised that the royal family socials posted about this in an official way. I think when it was announced, for instance, that Eugenie was expecting, she posted it herself, didn't she, on her Instagram account. And Beatrice doesn't have a open public account. I think she does have a private account, but that's not open to everybody, just her close friends. So yeah, what was lovely is they shared a photo of her and Edo together hugging, and then we also had a photo of the back of Edo with Sienna and Wolfie, which is Edo's son from his previous relationship. And we also had a post from Beatrice's mum, Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, which was a lovely, heartfelt congratulations, can't wait for another member of the family. And she also shared a lovely photo, an unseen photo of her and Beatrice with Sienna. We couldn't see Sienna's face, but it looked like they was at a wedding, because Sienna looked like she was wearing a little bridesmaid's dress. So yeah, this was lovely to see, lovely to hear. Their children won't inherit a British royal title. However, Edo is the son of Count Alessandro Mapelli Mozzi, which means his children inherit an Italian count or countess title. Now, we've seen Edo on Instagram, and I don't think he uses his titles. So I think it would just be one of those that's there, but they don't necessarily use.
Yeah, it's like in abeyance, isn't it? It's like something that's there. They can use it if they like, but they tend not to.
Yeah, but yeah, such lovely news. And I think I think you said like, oh, I predicted this. I was like, Shell, we haven't done predictions this year. I think that was for like last year.
Yeah, but I actually think that was when we were doing predictions with our VIP Royal community via our Zoom call. I'm sure we did it in January. I think that's what I was talking about.
Maybe.
Yeah. But it's such lovely news. And like you said, a lot of people said, why wasn't this on her own socials? But, you know, it's again, as royal fans, we go, of course he was on the royal family socials. It makes sense. I like the end bit where they're like, the king and queen have been notified and they're really happy. That's me paraphrasing that it wasn't exactly like that. But it's lovely that that little ending bit. It's like, don't worry, the king and queen know and they're super, super excited. It's fine.
Yeah,
you know?
I think it was the king has been informed. I think that was a wording, and both families are delighted with the news.
Yeah.
It was something along the lines of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I always just think back to Beatrice's wedding, like how that was so out of the blue in terms, because it was a COVID wedding. I think if it wasn't COVID, she would have had a bigger wedding. And you know, we always think back to, well, I do anyway, of those lovely images of her and Edo, and then you have the king and the queen, sorry, and Prince Philip at the side. And I just thought it was such a beautiful wedding, just such a lovely dress. We actually saw her wedding dress in person, didn't we, Shell?
Yeah, absolutely stunning. So lovely. Even her shoes were lovely. And you don't really get a shot of her shoes in some of the pictures, but it was so lovely.
Yeah, so yeah, just a lovely bit of news to end this royal week, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was some really good pick-me-up stories. You know, we've missed out with the summer, and it's now, like you said, starting to pick up steam, which we're really enjoying. So bring it on, bring on more of this.
Yeah.
Let's go to some of the comments. Stephen, you're in the comments saying good evening. Well, good evening, Stephen, to you. Thank you so much for being here. And also, Stephen is saying, which royal residence would you most like to stay in the night in? My choice would be Balmoral. Rach, what would yours be? That's a really hard one.
I think I'd like to see inside Sandringham.
Ooh. Oh, you'd have to weigh yourself before you go in there, wouldn't you?
Well, that would give me a complex, wouldn't it?
You have to fatten yourself up ready for the turkey.
Yeah. I think because we don't see as much of those residences, and I consider them more of private residences, although you can now go to Sandringham. And can you go to Balmoral? Can you go inside Balmoral? Yeah,
I think it's only a couple of weeks in, like the end of September, beginning of October, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, so I think they're more home bases, aren't they? That's what I always think. I always think of like Windsor Castle and Buckingham Palace as the working offices and places where they don't necessarily live. Especially now, obviously, it was different when the Queen was around. But yeah, I think that's more of like where they feel more relaxed and they feel that they can be themselves more because they're not so much in the public eye there.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a really hard one. I completely agree with you, Rach. I'm always gonna go to there's about 6 I want to go and sleep it over, but I'm gonna definitely say Balmoral. So I'm with you on that, Stephen. I also think that April said Balmoral as well. Look at that, Balmoral for me too. I'm actually again gonna give a curveball, and it's gonna be for one of my favourite palaces, which is actually the Brighton Pavilion, which technically isn't now a royal palace, but it used to belong to King George IV, and it's fabulous. It's so over the top and like full of splendor, and I wouldn't even want to sleep in a bedroom. I'd want to get a sleeping bag and sleep in the dining room that's got those big massive dragon chandeliers. That for me would be the perfect. I'd have to be there with about 20 people though, because it's really big and scary. So yeah, but I think you know, you'd probably feel scared in any of them, really. I don't know how I don't know how anyone grows up in those palaces, because they're just they're just too vast. They're too big. I'd be scared there's like a spider in one room or a ghost in another, you know, but you know, that's it. Yeah. Okay, so let's have a look. Caroline. I love the Liz Catherine engagement, but how cancer seems to hit all the nice, decent, talented people out there. It's hard to accept. We also lost someone to it recently, so I do get it 100%. I'm sorry to hear that, Caroline, but thank you
Yeah.
so much for sharing your thoughts on that. And I 100% agree. Liz is like super talented, right?
Yeah, and considering she's only 16 as well, I mean, hopefully this will give her a little boost in her photography career.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Well, Stephen, you do like my idea of a Scottish road trip, and you are Scottish yourself, so there we go. Sounds great. I mean, I honestly, I'm trying to plan this in my head now. I might go on to Rome to Rio and like as soon as I finish this, just plan out a road trip. And also, April said as well that you love that idea, Scotland for my birthday. I want to just also, Stephen asked us another question, Rach. Which member of the royal family would you most like to invite around to your house for tea?
Well, if it was members that have passed away, it would definitely be the Queen because she's my favourite royal.
Ledge.
Ledge icon. Um, current, it would probably be Catherine and William.
You can't have two, and you can have one.
Catherine, then.
I was being mean. I'm being mean.
Yeah.
I would invite over the royal hobnob. I'd invite over Princess Anne. Number one, to have a hobnob and a cup of tea with her. But number two, I think because she probably most resembles her father in the way she is, and she probably got so many stories to tell. And I think she's the closest to the the Queen Elizabeth II and the Duke of Edinburgh. So I think she'd have a lot of like inside jokes and things like that she could tell me. Obviously, taking away her, this is like us being friends, by the way, Rach. Like, we're coming over for tea. Just tell us everything you know. So yeah, I think I'd say Princess Anne. So royal community, who would you invite over for tea if you could have them for a little afternoon tea for a couple of hours? Which royal family member would you invite over? Pop in the comments below. So yeah, I think we are all done with our comments today. Thank you so much for being part of this show and yeah, commenting along and also having a little chat in the comments. I love that. Bring it on. Thank you so much for being here and being part of the live show. Thank you for watching. If anyone's watching on the replay and couldn't miss join us live, thank you so much for being here, and make sure to comment your thoughts in the comments below as well.
Yeah, and as we said, if you want to join us over on our private Facebook group, we also have a monthly Zoom call. You can over on Ko-fi. There'll be a link in the description. And don't forget to follow us over on Instagram, Keeping Up the Windsors Pod, where we keep you up to date with the royal news as it's happening.
Absolutely. We will see you. I don't think we're going to see you next week live, are we? Are you on holiday next week, Rach?
No, it'll be a couple of weeks' time. So we're going to have a bit of a break. Yeah, we're going to have a bit of a break, and then we'll come back to you in a few weeks' time. So
amazing.
Stay tuned, and we will see you then.
All right. Thank you so much. See you, royal community. Bye.
Bye.